as you see it. Thank you.
Gord Brown is a current member of the Canadian House of Commons, representing the Ontario riding of Leeds-Grenville as a Conservative. He is CEO of the Thousand Islands' largest food service and accommodation business and a graduate of Carleton University. Prior to federal politics, Gord Brown was a town councillor in Gananoque. He was president of the Thousand Islands Gananoque Chamber of Commerce and chair of the St. Lawrence Parks Commission. He was elected as a member of Parliament for Leeds-Grenville in 2004, re-elected in 2006, and again in 2008. In 2009, he was elected House of Commons Chair on the Canada-United States Inter-Parliamentary Association. Please join me in welcoming MP Brown.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon, everyone. As you heard, I have a little bit of a background in tourism. I grew up in that business and in the lodging and food service industry, and then served in the public sector as the chair of the St. Lawrence Parks Commission. So I am really happy to be here today. I've had a busy day. We had one of our economic development events this morning in Brockville as well. But I am excited about what you folks are doing, and I believe what you're doing is truly valuable. When the government that I happen to be part of first came to office, our finance minister, Jim Flaherty, developed an economic plan for Canada, a roadmap, as you will, that he calls Advantage Canada. And it is a series of overall goals that are designed to boost Canada and its economy. Advantage Canada builds on Canada's strengths and seeks to gain a global competitive advantage in 5 key areas. First of all, the tax advantage, where the goal is reducing taxes for all Canadians and establishing the lowest tax rate on new business investment in the G7. Secondly, the fiscal advantage, where we work at eliminating Canada's total government net debt in less than a generation. Thirdly, the entrepreneurial advantage, which is concerned with reducing unnecessary regulation and red tape and increasing competition in the Canadian marketplace. Fourthly, the infrastructure advantage that concentrates on building the modern infrastructure that we need, and this is where we concentrated much of our economic action plan. And finally, the knowledge advantage, which aims to create the best educated, most skilled, and most flexible workforce in the world. And a great deal of economic action plan funding was directed at this area, and some of that ended up right here at Queen's University. And all of these ideas point to one main goal: an economically powerful country. Economic development is a key to continued growth and prosperity in all of Canada. And that's why all of the work that we do in Ottawa is rooted in the Advantage Canada plan. And I often hear from folks, what's your plan? What are you up to? And so I encourage you to go to the website and look and see what's going on with Advantage Canada. Now, in my riding of Leeds and Grenville, and I look around the room, there's many folks from that area right here today. I approached our former MPP and now Senator Bob Runciman and our county's economic development department, along with our community development corporations, to organize a series of economic development meetings, of which one I spoke of that happened just this morning. And the results of those are pointing to the need for a local implementation of an Advantage Canada type plan. Last month, Finance Minister Jim Flaherty delivered year 2 of Canada's economic action plan, and that's our jobs and growth budget. And this year's budget builds on Canada's economic action plan to solidify our recovery from the economic downturn. And right now we're investing almost $20 billion to stimulate our economy and complete the rapid rollout of stimulus projects to create jobs right now. And we're laying a strong foundation for long-term job creation and economic growth by investing in innovation, training, and education, much of what you've been talking about today. We're also helping to improve Canada's competitive advantage by lowering taxes, eliminating tariffs on manufacturing inputs, and cutting red tape for small businesses. Small businesses, as I'm sure you've heard, are the engines of growth and job creation here in Canada. And they turn challenges into opportunities, and they provide great economic stability to our country and to our region. Small businesses outperformed the rest of the economy during the recession, and they are the drivers of economic growth and job creation. And since taking office, our government has been helping entrepreneurs innovate, create jobs, and generate wealth in every region across the country. And we're doing that by lowering taxes, increasing access to financing, and cutting red tape. And we are creating the right conditions for them to succeed. And you may be familiar with some of the measures from year one of Canada's Economic Action Plan. And just a few of the things that we did was we helped small business owners keep more of their hard-earned money and reinvest it in their businesses. And we have increased the amount of small business income that's eligible for the 11% tax rate from $300,000 to $400,000, and then again to $500,000. And this allows businesses to take further advantage of our government's tax cuts. We also eliminated certain tariffs on imported machinery and equipment, and we have made new technology more affordable with the 100% capital cost allowance rate for computers and software. And we also took steps to free up credit. As an example, we have raised the maximum loan amount under the Canadian Small Business Financing Program to $350,000, and this will increase lending to small businesses by an estimated $300 million per year. Year two of the Economic Action Plan builds on the previous budget to continue to help small businesses drive our economic success. And almost a year ago, our government announced that it had reached its goal of reducing red tape by 20%. And that's great news for anybody that happens to be here today that's running a small business. And to further reduce red tape, we're establishing a Red Tape Reduction Commission. And that commission will be asked to provide specific recommendations on how to reduce and eliminate unnecessary regulation. And now, key for your interests here today, we're investing $40 million to launch the new Small and Medium-Sized Enterprise Innovation and Commercialization Program. This is a unique program that will help businesses put their knowledge capital to work. And through this 2-year pilot initiative, federal departments and agencies will adopt and demonstrate the use of innovative prototype products and technologies developed by small business. This will help entrepreneurs get through the startup phase by finding buyers for their innovative products, and it will help establish a track record for these products. And it will also help encourage the practical use of knowledge, much what you're doing today, and realizing what knowledge can do in helping to create jobs. I talked a lot about Advantage Canada, and so you can read about that, and you can see all the different components of that. You can also, and many of you are familiar with what's gone on with the Economic Action Plan, but you can read all about that by visiting that on the internet at www.fin.gc.ca. So I hope that gives you a little bit of a background of what we're doing with the federal government. I could talk a lot more about the things that have been going on in the tourism sector in terms of support from our community development corporations, but you may have already heard some of that. But I do appreciate the opportunity to be here today and the invitation to join with you. And congratulations on the work you're doing, and keep up the great work.